Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Well, it's a very beautiful time now to be living, even though there's so much that's going on in this world. It actually is a time to relax, to rejoice, to understand the breath of life, and that every breath of life that we have is a gift, and to live this life as a gift, and to understand that we were born back into this life through whatever portals we came to, through whatever time and space, past and present, that we've gone through, to come to this time, and to understand that we've been gifted with this life for a purpose. Each of us have a reason and a purpose that we are here on this planet during this time of this age, an age where there's lots of shifting, an age where we have to grow very fast to just keep up with the changes that are happening. But that's good for us to grow. We should never stop growing and learning to understand. And it's so important now that we find that inner peace within, that inner self, that inner understanding, that inner part of us that does recognize ourselves as a gift and recognize each other as a gift. That's the way it has to start. Peace has to begin within ourselves to understand the gift that we are, to see that gift into others, and to help to spread a message of joy and a message of love and acceptance for everyone. That we can't stop doing. Even though we see what's happening in the world and we see where to say it's trending against that, but the reality is it's not trending against that. Reality is that that older structure, which doesn't serve us anymore, inevitably has to come to an end. It has to end. Because the alignment of the planets, everything that is happening, the growth of human consciousness, everything that is occurring has to change that. And the gift that we have is that we can be part of that change, even in our own little ways. It doesn't have to be a big, broad way, but it can be just a small way of being that. Just in how we share with others, how we share within ourselves, how we accept who we are, how we accept others around us. And to find where is that joy within our own heart. Never to lose that joy of the heart. I always understand that I was brought to this planet. I came to it. I've lived these years here. We've had pluses, we've had minuses, we've had growth. We have sometimes where we wonder about our own growth. We have distances that we travel. But I always understood that there was a time for me in this history, a time for me in this life, and that it came to me at a very young age that I wanted to help just spread a message of love and joy and peace to the world. But I knew that I had to find that inner peace within myself, and that inner peace took a journey. But life is a journey. And we explore that journey of life so that we can come to that understanding, what is it that I need within myself to feel joyful, to feel peaceful, to feel that I can spread a true message of love. And that starts with self-love. Those 4 pillars: know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself. And that's what I came to an understanding quite young, that I had to learn to trust who I was. I had to learn to feel the love within myself. I had to just be myself. I couldn't be somebody else. I had to make that understanding that that happiness had to start within myself. And to love and to trust and to know and to be myself. And that's been my quest through my whole spiritual journey. And my spiritual journey really is almost 60 years now, started at a very young age. At 10 years old, I began that journey of understanding. That came to me. That truth lived inside of me. And I knew that I wasn't being given the truth, but I knew that that truth existed. And from 10 years old onward, I searched, where can I find that truth? But that search led me to practices that helped me find the truth within myself. So I understood that that truth had to come from me. That peace had to come within myself. That understanding, that self-healing had to come from within. And that when I could find that within myself and feel that and live that, then that itself was my statement of my truth and the statement of my reality. So much of life we spend just trying to figure out what is our truth and what is our reality, where are we going, where did we come from, where are we going to, where are we heading, where are we going to end up. How are those people that are so close to us, that we are in those families and relations, how are they going to go and maneuver in time and through space of all of that? So all of that combines to make a social being, because we are social beings. There's 2 very basic understandings of every human being. One is that there's a longing to belong. That longing within us is to belong somewhere, somehow, someplace. There's that longing to belong. And we carry that within us, and we want to do that. And the second part is the urge to merge. We have an urge that we want to merge. We want to merge with each other. We want to merge into our understanding of the depth of who we are, that merging. So two things. One is the longing to belong, and the second is the urge to merge. We want those things, and we want to merge deeply. We want to merge within ourselves. That's the power of a meditative consciousness, to merge with that who created this creation. Every human being can have that understanding, can have that experience of that merge into the infinite self, and to find that balance. And that longing to belong is because we are social beings. Every person is a social being. We want to belong someplace. We have that longing to belong. We have that urge to merge. We want to be part of things. We want to find that truth within ourselves. We want to find, where is my love? Because I have to find those within myself. How can I trust somebody else if I don't trust me? How can I love something else if I don't love myself? And if I'm not being myself, then who am I? And I have to know who I am. Know who you are. Never doubt that. Never have that doubt about yourself. That's what a spiritual life is about. It's not how spiritual I am, how much God consciousness I have, how much Guru consciousness I have, Buddha consciousness I have, Jesus consciousness I have, Moses consciousness I have. The truth is, how do I know myself? That's my true spirituality. We can have many teachers, many paths to follow. But the reality of spirituality is that I know myself, I trust myself, and I love myself, and I'm being myself. And through that, my capacity to belong, that desire to merge, becomes the living reality of my human life. It's a simple understanding of the human life. It's about how I am able to merge deeply through myself into the spheres of this exact universe, of the cosmos, with each other, contained within each of us, and to feel that experience, and to embrace that experience. And then I learned the next part was to share that experience, that we call seva, to serve humanity, to spread that message. And we're all brought here at this time to be pioneers, to spread this message of love and peace to the world. That's what will change the world, my belief. The love that we can share, the peace that we can share, and how we find that within ourselves, and then spread that message to everyone. Spread that message. That message has to grow. One candle has to light the next candle. And this is, to me, how change is going to occur, how we're going to eventually, at some point of time, create a peaceful world. Because all this other stuff that's going on that we're seeing in the so-called power realm, which doesn't serve humanity and isn't at the service of humanity, is going to be known. It's going to be exposed. It is being exposed. And it shall be exposed more and more and more and more. That those who we say are in so-called power are twisted in their understanding of humanity, twisted in their understanding of the freedom and the equality of all people, twisted in their understanding of how we communicate with each other. It's a very twisted way, and that twisted way has been the way that has been happening for the past few hundred years, and it doesn't work anymore. It's not working today. It's not working for our future generations, for our young people who don't want to live in that twisted world, but want to live in a world that can be abundant for everyone. And that's going to take time. I know it's a good ideal, but it will take time, but it will change. And everything is being exposed, and it shall be exposed even more and more. And it'll be exposed more as more, you could say, subjugation is brought upon us to try to stop us from growing, but we will never stop growing. We can't. It's not in the nature of us to not be growing and not to be searching for truth. That's a fundamental of every human being. The fundamental of every human being is that search for truth. If you look at what you do and the things that have guided you in your life and how you've lived your life and raised your families, done all those things, you'll see that in there is a common thread of what? The common thread of your truth. In every relationship, there's what? The common thread of your truth. When that common thread of truth doesn't exist, what exists, we call that conflict. If that thread of truth is not there, then conflict is what rules. So that search for truth is even greater within us. And that's the foundation that we build upon in this life. And that's the individualization of that understanding within yourself to build upon what is that truth within you. And that's why I say so many times I talk about those 4 pillars: to know yourself, to love yourself, to trust yourself, and to be yourself. And then through that, learn to relax. So we exercise, we meditate, we do those things, we learn these breath techniques, we learn all of that so that we can relax. Go deeper into ourselves, and then through a meditative consciousness, awakening a deeper intuition within us that draws that connection even that much more broad with the universe and universal energies and into the cosmos, where we unite as a creation to the Creator, to that who created us. So it's a simple way of living, simple way of understanding, and not to be afraid and to be fearful of what is going on. It creates a lot of fear, but it's meant to create fear, to be subjugated. But we're not learning, we're not people that want to be subjugated, we're people that want to be liberated. And consciousness is liberation. And that's the way of life to be lived. To be liberated while we're still here on this planet, to find that liberation, and to fight this subjugation, and to spread a message of truth and peace to everyone, and to live it ourselves, and learn how to identify that within, carry it within ourselves, and spread it. So let us hold that tight, deeply, tightly within us, to be a guide for us to live. And whatever your belief system is, to carry that into your belief system. So the true happiness and joyfulness can be within you. So when I say this is a time to relax and to rejoice, it is not a time to be fearful and doubtful. We know what is going on, but we know that we were brought here and gifted with this life to be instruments of change, to share the message, whatever that message is that you have to share that message, and to encompass all people, and to respect everyone. And that sacredness of life shall be honored. So let us honor the sacredness of this life, the gift of this life, share a message of peace, share a message of love, find that inner truth, and spread that truth to the world, so that we can bring this world to peace and share this world in a beautiful way for all our future generations, where they can be embraced with love, light, kindness, compassion, tolerance, acceptance of all people, and live peacefully and create a peaceful environment and protect our Mother Earth and let our Mother Earth regenerate again to support the kindness of humanity. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.